Guten Tag, Damen und Herren. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bobbie Baker, and I'm a United Nations volunteer, currently placed and partnered with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in Sudan, a long way from my home country of Ireland. I'm very comfortable presenting here in Das Pumpenhaus because I myself am an associate water, sanitation, and hygiene specialist. also known in refugee camps as the wash guy. With the added advantage that I have, as a UN volunteer, the ability and the want to drive volunteerism through everything that we do. I'm currently focused on both the most protracted and the most current refugee crisis in the world, serving refugees who have been in camps for 4 to 5 hours in the south of Sudan, to refugees who have been in camps for up to 45 years in the east. Conditions in both locations are extremely harsh. A sea of sand stretches as far as the eye can see, temperatures soar above 50 degrees, and yet refugees come in waves, leaving everything behind in search of safety. For a UN volunteer such as myself to succeed in a place like this, in these difficult conditions, it is absolutely essential for us to build effective partnerships. These are partnerships with our host organization, UNHCR in my case, with the implementing partners on the ground with whom we work, with the refugees themselves, and for the sake of our sanity, with our friends and families back home. And some days, we really miss home. My father used to say that 2 heads are better than 1, which was completely contradictory to what my mother would say as she shooed us out of the kitchen, telling us that too many cooks spoil the broth. Now, later in life, my parents separated, but this was a completely amicable separation as they agreed to split everything right down the middle. Take, for example, our house. She got the inside, he got the outside. So you could say in a way that I grew up not really understanding what it takes to create an effective partnership. So I did what any logical engineer would do, and I looked up the dictionary. A partnership is an agreement where parties agree to cooperate to achieve mutual interests. But I, as an engineer, I wanted more than this. I wanted an approach which I could categorically say would allow me to predetermine the perfect partnership. Because when you agree, you may not have mutual interests. When you achieve, it may not be through cooperation. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to let you in on a little secret. This is just between you and me. To create the perfect partnership and to maintain that, you simply have to work hard to work together. Let me give you an example. In both the east and the south of Sudan, I work with non-government organizations, and our partnerships are responsible for providing water, sanitation, and hygiene services to over 130,000 refugees across 13 camps. Conditions, as I said, are difficult, so this adds a little strain on our relationship, and I'm sure you can understand we have our ups and downs. I don't watch a lot of daytime television, but I believe Dr. Phil would refer to our partnerships as being in the rebellion phase of marriage. The honeymoon period is well and truly over. Bouts of conflict are somewhat commonplace, and we have the odd temper tantrum thrown in for good measure. Most days we're like Sherlock Holmes and Doc Watson, identifying problems and solving them. On the odd occasional day, we're like the Republicans and the Democrats, and we cannot agree on anything. But one thing we always make a point of, and that is to sit together, to smile, and to tell each other stories of each other's families. And during these times, I tend to take a moment to sit back and look at the faces around the table and think to myself, why is it that sometimes our partnerships can be quite hard, sometimes quite frustrating? And I realize in our case, it's because we genuinely care. If we were not united in bettering the lives of refugees, then we would not work so hard to work together. Now, I'm a realist. I'm not a romantic, and I know that because my girlfriend tells me every year on Valentine's Day. But in our small and remote part of Sudan, my partnership as a UNV with UNHCR, with the implementing partners, and with the refugees we serve, we have gone a significant way towards creating peace and development by providing what most people in this room take for granted, and that is clean water and a sanitary environment. One thing we do agree upon always is that success is now obvious, and it looks like thousands of healthy children, clean faces, clean uniforms, on their way to camp schools each and every day. It looks like a pregnant mother in a secure shelter, living beside a secure water point, knowing that she has everything that she needs to provide for her family. And it looks like communities of refugees voluntarily working hard to work together, to build latrines, to provide each other with a foothold towards self-reliance, a truly organic partnership. I believe there's very few things that our partnership cannot face, but maintaining these partnerships is not an 8 to 4:30 occupation. It becomes you, and you build your lifestyle around it, and you embrace it, because this is what United Nations volunteers do. We build a platform upon which people can rebuild their lives, and we do this by working hard to work together. Thank you.